An estimated 45 million people suffer from early onset dementia, which is defined as having dementia before the age of 65. Now, the early onset trend indicator is actually a reversal indicator. At least we think it is. But we want you to forget about, I can't do this. Hey traders, happy Wednesday to you all. Is the early onset trend indicator, a John Eller's indicator that I've probably seen before, I'm sure, but I waved it off immediately. But we've learned to not do that on this series. There are ways you can make bad indicators good, or in this case, really reversal indicators into trend indicators, and that's the important part. So let's go ahead and jump into things. First of all, if you're new, welcome, but also understand that you are on the top indicator channel in all of YouTube. It's always been that way, but you're also not going to know what the heck we're talking about because this is a put together system and you need to learn that first. So go to nononsenseforex.com, read the first page, watch the first video, get started, get caught up to the rest of us. It is long, but it is worth it. Now for the rest of us, let's go ahead and get into the specs for the early onset trend indicator. And I didn't have to do anything to this slide today. It is exactly the same as it was last week. 2014 is the year. It's going to be a confirmation indicator, a zero cross by the time we get done with it. And I don't like them for exit indicators. Never have, probably never will. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Now, what exactly am I supposed to do with this? Is it a reversal indicator? Is it kind of like the stochastics where it crosses even though it doesn't? Am I looking at what the red line does or what the blue line does? What I think is going on here, and maybe Dan touched on this more on the blog, I didn't actually dig that deep into it, is maybe when the red and the blue catch up and touch the top or touch the bottom, that's your signal. But if that's the case, what do you even need the red line for? You can just wait until the blue line does it because they get there at the same time. I don't know. I have no idea what to make of this, but what we do with it, as we always do, is we turn something like this into something like this. Now this I can get down with, as can we all here at No Nonsense Forex. What we do here is we make this a zero cross. The line's a bit faint. I hope you can see it. But you take this blue line, and when it crosses and closes above that zero line, that is your signal to go long. And then when it does the opposite and crosses and closes below, that is your signal to go short. Easy enough, right? Now, you can't just do this to any indicator and make it work really well. But this one worked pretty well, and that's why we're showing it to you here. So we will get into those results very shortly. Before we do that, understand that you can't get too excited about really great results. You can't get too down on really poor results because we are not running these in your system, and that is all that matters. So make sure the very next thing you do after you go watch Dan's video, after you go to the blog, is test this in your own system. That's the only thing that matters. But down below, we got links galore. We have a link to my automation blog that shows you how to test this yourself on the MT4 strategy tester. In case you did not know how to do that, now you will. We have the blog, of course, all the tweak settings that we don't show you here, all the history, the mechanics, all that kind of good stuff that I don't cover. Dan's YouTube channel, which has a corresponding video to this one right here that shows you how this thing moves in real time, any other information I may not have covered, a really good place to go right after you watch this video. Also, his second email address if you want to submit an indicator for the indicator profile series. We've already done 3 or 4 user submissions. We will certainly be doing more in the future. And then the most popular place on all of the internet, I think after Google and right before Amazon, is the indicator library, where you can download this indicator and every indicator we have done on the indicator profile series. So let's go ahead and see how it did. I will warn you that if you don't like slow indicators, you're not going to like these results at all. You can go ahead and tune out now. I won't be upset. But fair warning, let's get into the EURUSD. So not really great. I would probably test something like this myself, but again, how do you feel about 12 trades? Knowing that those 12 trades are probably going to go down as you add pieces of the algorithm to this. So you have to consider that. What was interesting is we didn't ever have to really change the number of trades to optimize these results, which is interesting. Really high win-loss ratio, which you can get with a lower amount of trades. Well, that's really all I have to say about that. Moving on to gold, though. Now, this is a lot stronger. This is what strong gold results look like in Q4 of 2023. We used to show you ones that would go to 30, 40%. That is not sustainable, and we knew that. But dude, honestly, if you can get 30, 40% results within like a 3 to 6 month window, then you should do that. And that really, really goes a long way into helping your bottom line. But this is nice. Above 23 on the daily and the 4-hour. But again, you have your lower amounts of trades here. Just depends on if you are good with that or not. Over to the S&P, not really much to write home about on the daily. The 4-hour, as we've seen in the past, has been strong. Again, 8 trades though. Be wary of that. And that's really it. But over to Bitcoin, I found this to be a bit interesting. We have not seen results like this in a while. And I know Bitcoin has been moving up a lot, but it was moving up a lot before. And we still weren't really cracking 20% in a lot of ways, or we were just barely getting there. So this is nice for people who don't like to trade a lot, because remember, this number is going to go down as you add pieces to it. So an interesting indicator with interesting results on the top end and the bottom end, as long as you're okay with lower amounts of trades. A possible second confirmation indicator, but even then, it's going to slow everything down. So if it's for you, great. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If not, you know we're going to be here next week too. So subscribe, hit the bell. Don't miss a thing. We have the Trading Psychology podcast every Monday, Indicator Profile series video every Wednesday, blog sometimes on Thursday, and the 10-Minute Contrarian Investing podcast every Saturday. We have you covered top to bottom. Unsubscribe from everybody else. Subscribe to this channel, hit the bell. We'll see you soon. Go get it.